The Pinball Network is online. Launching.
Triple Drain Pinball Podcast.
All right, Tom, you ready?
Yes.
Wonderful. Karl, oh, crap. Travis.
And we're actually recording right now, and I'm aware that we're recording, and I have green tea. I'm fully prepared this time.
Good.
Where
Travis
were you last episode?
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Here we go.
We're three guys who like to talk pinball, so we came up with a clever name. We're Joel and Travis Scott who talk pinball, and we call ourselves Triple Drain, Triple Drain, Triple Drain. We're Triple Drain.
Triple Drain.
Not Karl.
No. For all you social Joel warriors out there, let it be known he's the first one to bully this episode. So take your grievances to Pinside. Just let it be known.
Yeah. Put your hand down. All right. Yep.
Okay.
No. So, what was it? 2 weeks ago, we're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's record. Let's try to. I don't even know why we're so antsy to. I don't know. We just wanted to record. We're like, let's do it. And then Travis was like, can't do it. Got my kid's birthday. Blah blah blah. And so Tom and I were like, well, what do you want to do? You want to just try to do a duo episode? And we're like, well, let's see who would be a good person to get. And I don't know. Karl popped into our head. We both thought it was a great idea. Karl jumped right on board. And the feedback was really good. People really liked Karl. So
I like
Travis, I loved Karl. Karl was great. He's a smart dude, great content, good voice. I mean, everything. The viewers missed out on the video. He looked great.
It's true.
Travis, did you listen to the episode? Did you have any notes, feedback, anything like that?
Yeah, I did. I listened to the episode.
I don't believe you.
I listened to the first 3 minutes of it. I told you this. Yeah.
So you listened to me adding your sound clips.
Yeah, I realized I was on the episode. And I'm like, I didn't record that. How was I on this all of a sudden? I was like, Joel with his jokes.
Yeah. So
let me enter that into the Pinside court as well.
So I was like, all right, if I'm going to inject Travis in here, I'm going to make him sound like an alcoholic. So it's like, let me find a few clips of him talking about his beer. And what's funny, what's funny is how easy it was to find those sound clips. It's all from one episode. All I had to do is look at the waveform and wait for me to stop talking. And then you're like, hold on, let me go. It was it was easy to find. So well done, Travis. Thanks for being a good sport. I know Monica liked it. She thought it was funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize it was my turn to talk. I was letting you talk as well. So that way I'm not interrupting anybody or anything like that.
Oh, got it. All right. Yep. Well, number one on our list was catching up. So I don't know, caught. I think I don't know.
No, I think Karl did a great job though.
I haven't listened
to it yet, but I think he did a great job.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just trying to praise everybody because I'm still waiting for my trade to Loser Kid. So, I mean, if you guys have a replacement lined up.
They rejected you.
Yeah. You know what's the best part?
That is false propaganda you're feeding out there, Tom Graf.
At the end of last episode, I made a comment about Silver Ball Swagging, buy our new merch. I said, Karl, we need to get your shirt. He goes, I already got one. He bought his own, he bought merch for us. That's more than I could say about you, Travis. You haven't bought any of our merch, which is I get it. The hoodie you're wearing right now was essentially.
Where's your Triple Drain hat or shirt right now, Joel?
I'm saying it didn't. That came
where's
from
it at?
Profit.
Where's it at right now? Where's it at right now?
My
Joel's
Triple Drain
wearing
trap.
a TPN hat.
Yep.
Yes, my Triple Drain hat. Here's the deal. I have a big head. I'm actually a larger individual. I have a larger head.
I don't doubt your ego is the size of Indiana. I don't doubt it.
Proportional, okay? But unfortunately, most hats just don't fit me well. And so I tried the generic dad hat, and it's too small in my head. So I'm actually going to send that out.
Shocker. I'm just shocked by that.
Okay. Sorry, my head's large. I don't know what to tell you, Travis. All right. Well,
I'm not touching that one. Tom, go ahead.
No,
You're
thanks.
Good.
No, Tom, that's another thing. I finished the episode last week and I walked away feeling good about myself. I felt good. I felt uplifted. I feel like Tom and Karl and I were very supportive. We did a great job. The three of us, really kind of, it's like we're holding hands the whole way. And that's, I feel like we're missing something, Travis. Tom and I kind of build ourselves up, and Travis, you're here to tear us back down. It keeps you're a humbler. You keep us right where we need to be.
He's not David Dennis. Come on.
Well, true. Yeah. I didn't say we don't go negative with Travis. He keeps us right at a nice neutral. It's
True.
nice.
No,
So
you
it's
just
true.
make me sound like I drink beer 24/7.
That's what 5 sound clips will do, man. I don't know what to tell you. All right. So what is going on? The reality is nothing. There's really nothing going on in the news. But we still
good
had
night,
stuff.
everybody.
Yeah.
It was a great podcast.
Joel, there's a new game from Stern that's finally out in the wild.
Yeah, I mean, but it's nothing like we're not dropping any new news. We're going to go over, we do have stuff to talk about. So, yeah, don't just turn off the podcast. We do have plenty to talk about. So, looking ahead.
This will be our best episode ever.
Best one yet.
And Tom Graf is right. But before we go, just keep in mind, like, that's how weird this whole release has been. The fact that the games are literally going out. We're waiting for the launch parties. LEs still aren't out yet. Everybody's showing pictures of it showing up on location. And everybody's just kind of like, you know, I mean, it's weird. It just shows you like what happens when you miss that window.
Yeah.
Because the reveal came out too. Well, we'll get to that. It's number 4. Sorry, I wasn't here for the pre-production meeting, but it looks like it's number 4.
Absolutely here for the pre-production meeting. You contributed to the pre-production meeting.
I like how you think I was listening to you while you were talking. I was just dealing with your audio BS that you were messing up on before.
Tom, thanks for being here and being a professional.
Tom, you're lovely.
Yeah.
I know.
We need you, Tom.
What an effing beauty over there.
If it was just Travis and I, we would have made it about 2 episodes. Yeah. All right. So yes. Number 2 on our list. So Free Play Florida. I know the two of you guys went down to Florida, participated in that. It looks like based on pictures, you both brought part of your family, had a great time. There was quite a tournament that went on. I don't know. I just watched from afar and was jealous I wasn't there. So Tom, if you want to share a little bit about your experience, and we'll let Travis tag onto that. I mean, yeah, tell us about Free Play Florida.
Joel, it was a bloodbath.
Yeah, that's right. There was a lot of really good players there. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it literally was like a small world championship. You had Escher, you had Jason Zoller, you had Eric Stone, Jared August, Travis Murie,
Ray Day. Yeah,
we'll get to him.
Steve Bowden.
Jeff Teolis. Who else?
Dalton.
The Rosas. Dalton. Kaylee George.
Now, who are you going to forget that's going to be offended at this point?
Bill Mason.
Carlos.
Carlos
was there.
Carlos was there, yeah.
Jason was there.
You know who wasn't there? Carl.
Carl was not there.
Yeah. He was taking a breather.
Carl was letting the rest of us have a chance, and I appreciate that about him.
It's very kind.
But it was the last stop on the Stern Pro Circuit Tour, so a lot of people were showing up to the event.
Did you even say Zach Sharp? You said that, right, Tom?
I did not
the Sharps,
say that.
both of them were there, right?
No,
just
Zach.
one.
Just Zach.
Just the good one was there.
The good one, the better one. Okay.
And so then, let's see, Jim Belcito, he was there.
Yes.
Who else was?
Dear guys, you're gonna forget somebody. It's gonna be great.
We're not.
I'm not
Trent Augustine was there. We're not going to forget. We're going to sit here for the next hour till we come up with this. I don't want anybody to be mad at me.
Well, just think of all the people that beat you, and then you can just start rattling off that
Let's
list.
see.
But really, the main question:
Shannon Stafford was there from Florida.
Yeah.
Tom, did you retire during this event?
No, I actually felt halfway decent playing the games there.
There you go. Neil was there.
Except for Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, we forgot. Your son was there.
Oh, yeah, Neil was there.
Neil was there.
Ken Grant, he was there.
Yeah. Oh, side note, Carter, your son was there, Travis, and he actually performed really well, right?
He won
in the amateur. Yeah, in the amateur event. Yeah,
but still.
Yeah, he didn't perform well in the main tournament, but because he didn't play in it.
He didn't play in it,
yeah. But no, so, he was fine.
What did he like win it? Or what did
Yeah, he took first. He's a up and comer. He just now turned 12, but he's figuring it out. He's asking about rules. He plays every day. So
yeah, all those games on Toy Story really paying off.
Yeah. It's Rush now. He's all about Rush. He's all about Godzilla. So he's graduated.
Wait, how old is he?
He just turned 12.
You're telling me a 12-year-old can understand Rush code?
I mean, I'm there like telling him. He's figured it out. It's not that bad.
No, I just wanted Ray Day to hear that and be like, "Oh, Yeah. No, it's not. No, you can Rush's code's understandable. So,
All right, Tom, Free Play
Oh
Florida.
yeah, Johnny
What's-
Monaco was there too.
you're looking at a list.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
looking at a list.
Shut up.
Sanjay was there.
No, you know what's funny about Johnny?
And
Like I was
Jockton was
literally
there?
following him around for a little bit, and like I saw him blowing up a game, so I'm like, I gotta go play that. And then like I did well on it.
Nice.
So you were
It's kinda
following
fun.
Johnny around because you were like, if he did good on this,
Mm.
I've got this.
I did get the plague after Free Play Florida, so
Oh, yeah, I forgot
I
about that.
I got sick after Free Play. My whole family got sick.
Yeah. I think it's it seems like a lot of people in pinball recently have gotten sick in some capacity. Yeah, I know I know Saturday my kid was throwing up all night, so that was great. The
I never
2-year-old,
threw
but-
up. I didn't say that.
Well, that's good. But you had like all the fun congestion.
No, it was just
cough.
cold stuff.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
wasn't. It wasn't bad, but it literally ran through my whole family. I mean,
Wonderful.
Now my wife's sick.
Oh.
I'm proud to say
she was
I
the
did not
lone
get sick.
survivor. That's good.
Oh, that
And I
immune
was in a
system
room
showing
with
up.
Tom and his whole family, like a small room,
Yeah,
an escape room, actually.
Travis
Oh,
and I
that's
were
right.
in a jail cell together,
Yep.
And it's
and
we'll
we
just leave it at that.
escaped.
You don't have to explain it. We'll just leave it there. We'll just leave it there. But no, so overall, Free Play Florida, we've talked a lot about different tournaments. They're all a little different. They're all unique. What you're obviously you're saying there was a ton of really good players there.
Yes.
Were the games set up well? Were there a lot of variety in games? Anything stand out? Any matches that were kind of crazy?
I would say the games were set up very well. I mean, I thought they were set up fair.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was like crazy hard, but nothing was like super easy either. But it's a pump and dump tournament, so you have to, you can play as much as you want as long as you keep paying for it.
So going into finals, where were the two of you, or how many people made finals, and where were you, roughly?
Well, let's see.
He's looking at it. Yeah.
I honestly forgot, Joel. I remember
I was 18th going in, and Travis
was I, Tom.
was 16th.
Oh,
We were
that's cute.
sandwiched in between Adam Lefkoff.
Oh, you forgot that guy?
No, I didn't forget
No,
him.
we just
didn't
said his
mention
name.
him.
There you go.
I'm just joking. All right, so how many people made finals?
24.
24.
24 out of
Where was Neil?
148. Neil
made it?
Neil made it. He was 11th.
Nice. Okay, so how far did you guys get then in the overall tournament?
That's funny. So
You mean there was more rounds than one?
Oh, you made finals? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we all got knocked out. Neil, Travis, and myself all got knocked out in the first round.
Okay,
I actually forced a tiebreaker on Mandalorian,
nice.
and then we played Godzilla.
Hmm.
And I played Godzilla like I forgot how to play Godzilla. No, but I had to play Andrew Rosa and Bill Mason, and they kicked my butt on it.
Nice. But so fast forward then all the way to the finals. Who were the final four?
So it was Usher Lefkoff,
Shocker.
Raymond Davidson,
Shocker.
Eric Stone,
Shocker.
and Jason Zoller.
Okay, I don't know Jason, but good for him.
Oh, you should.
What?
learn.
You don't know who Jason is?
I'm sorry, I'm not the tournament player. Jason, if you listen, sorry if you're offended. Travis's camera's out. Elgato no signal. Hey, remember 2 weeks ago when we recorded Tom and how
Hey.
Karl's camera stayed on the entire time?
It
Wasn't that really
stayed on
neat?
the entire
The entire time. It was
It
really
never had one issue.
nothing. It was pretty impressive.
Very
Yeah.
professional.
Very professional. Yeah. Top
I'm not even
tier.
going to turn it back on. I don't even care this week.
So Jason, sorry, I don't know. I would love to meet you.
So Jason's like what, a top 5 player in the world.
okay. Sorry. Wow. Whoops. I know Ray Day from Discord and chatting it up, and then Escher's Escher,
I know.
then
We're just
yeah.
teasing you.
yeah. Well, that's great. So fine, and then Eric, the weatherman. I know he's insane. So how
Yes.
did it end? Where'd we end up? Where were who won?
So
it?
I know Raymond won. Congratulations, Raymond Davidson. I can't remember how the other 3 finished. I don't
think
know
it
if it
went-
was Escher, Jason, and Stone, or if it was Jason, Escher, and Stone.
No, I think it went Raymond, Jason, Escher, and Stone.
Okay.
Nice. And Travis still hasn't turned his camera back on. So yes,
He said he wasn't going to.
He's not. We need to pay him $20 more.
This
Yeah.
is this is my flag and my hill.
Oh,
I'm
you
boy.
staying right here.
If you could please spare a few dimes so Travis can charge his camera battery.
Speaking of which, Patreon. Thank you for all of our Patreon supporters. Truly, no, we've gained a few more, and it's way too kind. So thank you for the people that are doing. Oh, Travis turned his camera back on.
Manual focus is
He's
back.
like, oh, that's right. There are people that throw us a few bucks for this podcast. So thank you for real, the Patreon supporters. It allows us to. We're still paying off our merch bill, and
we really need to record this live.
I think,
video live.
to be honest,
not like live.
I think the plan for next year is we go to video. We go to video podcast.
I agree.
For sure. Yeah.
We have
So-
a plan.
No.
Not you, Travis. You just
Oh,
we'll
okay.
just you're in a need to know kind of position. Okay.
Gotcha. Great.
All
Okay,
right.
Stern Pinball. I got you guys.
Hey, that's later. That's later. Okay.
Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Perfect timing, Tom.
I had to change back.
Yeah. Anything else, Free Play Florida? Anything else you guys want to share?
It rained a lot, and the show was all right. I mean, overall, it's just I really enjoyed the tournament there, just because of the location. The people are great.
Yes.
I enjoyed the resort. I like the pinball lounge area that's there. I really like the pool lounge as well. But
Thanks to the Pinball Lounge for putting on the tournament.
oh yeah, they're all great. It was awesome, and they're listening to the feedback as well, which is great. So
Yes.
and tremendous competition there. But I do have one gripe.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
This is a huge one, Joel.
I'm ready.
Right? Tom knows what's coming.
Mhm.
The freaking rum bar. They did all these things to it, right? They were like, hey,
Travis was talking about this for like a week.
yeah,
Oh,
I was
Lord.
like excited about it because it was closed down last year when we went for renovations. Like that's what their big thing was. So we go to this resort, right? And I bring out Monica and I'm just like, hey, it's like 10:30. The rum bar closes at 12. Let's go ahead and go. You and me. We can have
This
like a
was
mini date
Friday
night.
night, right?
Yeah, it was Friday night.
Yeah,
I'm
because
just
we were doing some qualifying.
Yeah.
Travis is like, I'm going to the rum bar, guys.
Yeah, I was like so happy about it. I was like, peace out, you degens. I'm going here to the rum bar. So we get over there, and these a-holes are like, hey, last call's already happened. And I'm like, you close at midnight. It is 10:35. What's going on? And they're like closing everything down there. And then finally they're just like, well, okay, we'll give you one drink. And then we got to close down. I'm like, all right, this is excellent. Like, yeah. So it's very much first world problems. But Joel, we're at a resort.
Mhm.
It's on vacation. I'm with my wife.
Yep.
We're finally alone, away from the 4 kids,
Mhm.
away from Tom Graf.
Yeah. Jeez.
And yet the rum bar is closing down
And you
an
can't-
hour and a half before it's supposed to on a Friday night.
You can't consume the alcohol. I got it.
Can you believe the Yelp review I'm going to leave? My God.
Man. I just
Yeah.
yeah.
They're going to listen. Let
I'm
me tell
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry, Travis. You had to go
Captain
through that.
Jack would be pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. So what'd you do? You just hit up the liquor store and survived? Is that, or you just went? I don't know.
No, I just sat there and
moped.
had my drink and talked to Monica, and then we just kind of looked over at the bar and just saw them still cleaning everything up, and they were just kind of staring back at us. So we just stared back at them, and we're like, we're not leaving till midnight. So
Travis
You
is
know.
like, and I'm not tipping you bastards.
All right. Well, sorry you had to go through that, but
I
yeah,
appreciate
Free
it.
Play
Thank you,
Florida.
Joel.
It sounds like if you guys are considering competing in it, put it on the list. Put it on the
Go
list.
to
as
the
a show
rum
to go
bar
to.
by 9 if you're considering going.
Yep.
That's the takeaway
Go to the
from this
rum
whole
bar
segment.
first.
Got it.
Yeah, I should have. The way that I played on Saturday and Sunday, I should have. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was number 2. That was number 2 on our list. So let's move ahead to number 3 for all the people keeping track. I have it listed as new games. All 3 of us have a new game in our possession. Well, Tom's is almost in his possession.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go first. My new game that's here in the house is actually Golden Tee. I did not buy it. This is from Zach. Zach will flip it out to let me borrow it.
The
He actually has
pinball
a
machine.
Golden Tee. No, it's an arcade.
Golden Tee, the pin. You're talking about good gophers, Joel. Jeez.
Did I misspeak? Did I say pinball machine, or you're just being you? Yeah. All right. So the arcade game, the pedestal. It's Golden Tee. It's 2021. He gave me the update for 2022. But yeah, Zach has a handful of these in stock, and the reality was, Bond still isn't here, or at least it wasn't a few weeks ago when I got this. And I was talking to Zach. I was like, dude, what do you want me to stream, man? And so we're going through the list of the games he has in stock, and every single one of them is a game I've already streamed. So he's like, well, I do have a few Golden Tees in stock. You want to give that a shot? I was like, let's go. Why not? So I did stream it, and I have a few takeaways from it. And basically, I know my favorite way to play pinball is with other people. I feel like I'm like constantly hunting for a collection of games that keep me entertained, but also are friendly to novice players or friendly to other people to step up to and play. And trying to find that balance is a challenge. And my one takeaway from streaming Golden Tee, I streamed it one night with my brother, was this game is it's a very good social game. What we find in pinball is, like, if I step, I may play for anywhere from 30 seconds to like 15 minutes straight on one ball, and then it's now the second player's turn, and just the standing and watching the other person play, unless you're really into pinball, that could get pretty boring, which is one reason my wife never really likes to play down here. But like Golden Tee's not like that at all. You step up, you hit one shot, and then it goes to the other person, and it's just very back and forth. It's a lot of heckling. Every shot is either, or at least for us, every shot was either awful or it was like surprisingly good. And it was a lot of fun. So do I plan on buying this and adding it to my collection? Not really. I'm not really into golf, but I see it now. I see the value in potentially owning a game like Golden Tee or like Big Buck Hunter, something like that, where they're very approachable and accessible, and they're fun social games. So, I mean, Travis, I know obviously at the pinball company, you guys stock some of these games. I mean, I assume they sell well. I mean, I know you've been doing some content with them. I mean, what are your thoughts overall on?
Well, I mean, I guess the one question, since you've been playing it for a while, the one question I'd ask, do you think it would be better if it had precision flippers with it?
Oh God, yes. Tom was drinking. I think Tom just spit something on his computer. Like for real. I think that actually happened. Why are you the way you are, Travis? It's still in Tom's mouth. No, so it's not out. He's gonna choke.
Oh, it's still in Tom's mouth. Okay.
No, it's not. His headphones are off, and he has walked away from the computer.
So yeah, Golden Tee. Yeah, let's talk about Golden Tee on a pinball podcast. I like this.
It's related.
I like where this is going.
If you can take a side tangent on how a bar closes an hour and a half early, I think I'm allowed to talk about another piece of arcade equipment.
No, Tom's back. That's fine. No, we should. You're absolutely right. We need to branch out. We need to talk about different content. This is
Tom?
Really good.
You're okay, buddy? He's back.
Oh my God, I'm red.
Oh,
sorry.
You're all right.
I mean, so Golden Tee's all right. I mean,
okay.
I don't like it as much as pinball. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, it's fine. It's got a trackball. It's got, it's. So you said you had the 2021 version, so it's not the PGA version, or
no.
Okay, because there is two versions. There's a PGA and then the one that you were playing. So I mean, they're both fun, and it's really popular. And I think it's mainly because you have tournaments and everything. You have money. There's tons of leagues, and you're able to play for money at your house as well. So a lot of people are into that. And it's kind of like, I guess the one thing that pinball is wanting to do, or a lot of people are asking about, can we compete heads up? And that's kind of what Golden Tee has going for it.
Yeah.
And then plus you can decorate your golfer or whatever with different stuff and all that. And it has like a seasonal pass. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty popular in bars with people at homes. I mean, country clubs, you name it.
Well, let me ask this question. I mean, both of you guys have a collection at home. I mean, Tom, right behind you, you have an incredible collection of pinball machines, but do either of you guys own any arcade related equipment besides pinball machines?
I mean, I have a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox. I have a gaming PC.
arcade equipment like
I
coin.
have
I have Ninja
couple of
Turtles on my
arcade
Xbox.
one-ups,
Arcade one-ups. Okay.
and I have some MAME stuff, and I have one of those like touchscreen.
Make it touch?
Yes, thank you.
So I have a MAME cabinet, and that thing does get played normally by the kids that come over, our nieces and nephews, and it's just like it's super accessible. They understand it's video games. They understand. But I know like Nick and Kevin with Buffalo Pinball. I know like Kevin says he always keeps 2 driving games in his collection. He also has like a Neo Geo cab, so he always wants to have that. And Tron, he has a Big Buck Hunter. So even though he has an amazing pinball collection, he tries to keep games in his collection that are for non-pinball people. So it's just, I feel like a lot of people in pinball, you either run out of money or space. And I know like that's my problem is I'm out of space. I can have 4 games and then I have my MAME cabinet. So it's just one of those, does it warrant losing a spot for a pinball machine to potentially add something that isn't pinball? And I can already
No.
tell the answer from you guys is no.
No.
But there are plenty of listeners that I could see that trying to find that balance between trying to have, I don't know. I mean, you look on Pinside and there's people that have photos of their game room and they'll have a pool table and people are like, get rid of that pool table. And that's, 3 more games or 4 more games, or there's a couch.
It's exactly like 8.
Okay. 8 games.
I know.
Oh, you did. You had a pool table and you got rid of it.
I had a pool table.
Gone.
When I was in high school, that's all I did was play pool.
Okay.
I never touched a pinball machine. So when I finally got a house, I was like, I gotta have a pool table, and there it sat forever.
Until it was
Probably
gone.
got played 10 times.
Yeah.
No.
I know my father-in-law, the last house he lived in, he had a pool table and he played it a good bit, but it was, I mean, everybody's different. Everybody has different things. But I was impressed. I see the appeal now of Golden Tee, and like you were saying, Travis, there is internet connectivity, and you do have the ability to do stuff like that, where you're saying play games for money or participate in leagues, which are pretty cool. So,
and there's a lot of different courses as well. There's like 100 plus courses.
There's a ton of content on there, and I mean, it was fun if that's something you're into. But I just seeing like my dad played it. It's just super easy to teach somebody how to play it within the first 30 seconds. And now the 2 of you guys are playing a very fun kind of social game, which is a hurdle that you have in pinball. I mean, I understand a lot of people, when they step up to a pinball machine, they have no idea what's going on. All they're trying to do is keep the ball out of the trough. So they're just, banging on the flippers, hoping it's, it's just, I don't know. The pinball gets more fun the better you get at it, and it takes a while to get there. While certain games like, Big Buck Hunter or Golden Tee or Skee Ball, shuffleboard, all are, I don't know, those things are really approachable. So I don't know, just throwing it out there. If
So great. What you're saying is our hobby is unapproachable.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
turn
thanks.
back now.
Well, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
If you,
It's been a great run.
Yep.
Good luck in your future hobbies.
Yep. Find an easier one, a more approachable one.
Find Joel on the Golden Tee podcast starting next week.
No, I mean, you guys know though, like pinball, you have to want to learn pinball. Like you've got to want to learn.
You don't have to want. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to be a tournament player, then you better learn how to play like a tournament player.
Okay.
Which I still haven't figured out, but
got it. One day, Tom.
One day.
Travis is moving. He's like flapping his wings over there.
No, it's just different strokes for different folks. I mean, it's
Exactly.
like, so for instance, when I was in college, I had it in my head that as soon as I became an adult, I was going to get a game room, and I was going to have just like all these different arcade games, a couple of pinball machines, and this and that, right? Because as a kid, that's a cool thing. That's what you want to do. You want to have a man cave when you get older. You want to have the home theater. You want to do all that. And once I started playing pinball a little bit more, I realized, wait, for me, this is just so much more fun than simply standing there and mashing on one button and moving a joystick back and forth. Like, honestly, I just felt like a jackass just doing that all the time once I realized what pinball was. So for me personally, I just feel more challenged and more more rewarded, and it's just a lot more fun for me to experience pinball on that level, and to go and to take the same skill set, right, and go to a different theme or go to a different manufacturer and try a different era of game. And
Sure.
I don't necessarily get, I'm not saying you can't do that with arcade or whatnot, but I just don't feel like, for me, I don't get that same feeling of joy, or whatever you want to call it.
You're preaching to the choir. I get it. I was in the same way. I had multiple arcade cabinets. I actually had a shooting game. And then once I got one pinball machine, I was hooked. Like, it just, I absolutely understand the appeal to a pinball machine. And, I don't know, it's just every game's different. Like, every time you plunge that ball, you kind of you're always trying to keep it in control, but you really don't know where that ball's going to go. While, when you're playing Super Mario for the, 900th time, World 1, Level 1 of Super Mario is the exact same every single time you play it, and I get that. Some people like that, and that's totally fine. But I don't know. I just brought it up. It's just, if you're one of those people that has a large game room and you're kind of looking for something different, then yeah, I could see, try out a Golden Tee or try out a Buck Hunter or something, and what you may find is that may be the most played game next time you have a party, because some people just want something besides pinball.
So I am curious to know, what games did you turn down to get a Golden Tee?
I said it was games I've already so the games that
no,
he had.
I know. I'm just wondering what games you decided you didn't want to bring back in to play again.
Well, first and foremost, Rush, right? Get that game. No.
Oh, boy.
No. Wow. Rush is actually one I
Truth comes out.
Rush is one that I would actually consider streaming again.
Tom, do you hear that? That's Raymond getting in his car, tires screeching, headed to Joel's house right now.
Bring his premium. I'm ready to stream it. No, it was there. Like, I've streamed Avengers. I have a Turtles. It's stuff that he currently has in stock. Led Zeppelin, Rush. What else did he have?
What about Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels I've streamed.
What about Legends of Valhalla? Have you done that one yet?
I don't know if he has that, and that wasn't listed.
That wasn't one of the options.
Stock. He did have Cactus Canyon in stock, and I was curious about. I was like, "Well, I'll stream that," and he said those are actually selling pretty well. So he didn't want to let me borrow one that could sell. With the holidays rolling around, I get it. So yeah.
Oh, sorry.
But hey, it was just the stuff. Check out flippingout.com. I was pretty much everything there, and it was all stuff that I touched. But I would. Rush was one that I was considering because he had a premium in stock. So it's like, well, that would be kind of cool to experience how different it was.
Let the record show that Joel turned down a Rush Premium for a Golden Tee.
Yeah, I would rather play.
We're entering that in.
I don't. I don't want to play pinball anymore.
Does that mean Rush is trending down?
No, I'm trending down. If anything, it's
true.
No, Rush is. I will say,
market trends.
That was really good, Tom. Dang.
Oh, you do the voice for that. I did not know that.
Tom,
I don't.
You're wide awake tonight, man. I don't know what you ate or drank before.
Freaking Mountain Dew before I got on.
No, I did, and then I had some hot cocoa.
Ooh, okay. Get this guy some Mountain Dew and some hot cocoa.
Whipped cream on it.
Wow, get some whipped cream in, Tom. Okay.
Settle down, Tom.
Yeah.
My
Tom,
God.
Next tournament, you're gonna look over and he's gonna be spraying whipped cream in his mouth to wake himself up. Come on, Tommy boy, here we go. He's just all right.
Not another round.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's enough of that. So there's my new game. I still Travis, you weren't here for this discussion, but we did talk about it with Karl. I got my Godzilla. I got my Godzilla Premium, and I'm hooked. I am playing that thing every single day. It is just such a fun game. I'm preaching to the choir. Everybody listening to this podcast already knows this at this point. But having one at home where I can really enjoy the sound and the light show, and Keith, just released a new update that they're continuing to add to the code and tweak things and tweak light shows. What an amazing game! And I'm actually going back and watching some other streams. Shout out to I think it's Chrome Candy Pinball. They had 2 really good streams that the guy was talking his way through his strategy. I've rewatched some of Karl's streams, i.e. Pinball. And just the complexity of that code and some of the decision making that you can make is really I'm just really impressed. I'm super impressed by the game. And some of this code is there that wasn't there when I borrowed the Pro months, like when the game was first released. So I'm kind of, I don't know, rediscovering aspects of this game. So I know we did a triple combo on this. It really broke it down, but there's a few things I want to go over real quick. And these are some of the questions that I have. So, I mean, from a real basic standpoint, if you're just trying to get through modes in the game, those are your battles. You hit the ramps, you hit the scoop, boom. You fight a bad guy. After you defeat him, you hit the scoop again. You can change cities. Then you can do it all over again. And that's how you work your way through the battles. But what I'm trying to understand is there's clearly a decision of when do you change cities versus when do you stay in the city and try to continue to blow it up. Because I understand if you stay in the city, there's 4 goals. The 4 goals are defeating the monster, that's raid, tank multi-ball, hitting the 10 shots, hit the scoop, you're in tank, bridge multi-ball, switch hits, you hit the magna grab, and you do that a few times. And the last one is power, right? And power deals with the Tesla targets.
Yep.
But I know there's an advantage if you do all 4 of those in the same ball. It's like you should stay in and try to blow it up. But if you drain out at some point, does it make, I don't know. Do you guys have a, like, do you have a rule of thumb? Like, oh, well, I defeated the monster, but then I drained ball 1. So might as well get into another city and then try to do the other things in the other city. I don't know. You guys understand my question?
Hmm?
So
Yeah.
what's the answer?
I tend to leave the cities and just try to get to like Planet X, but
Okay.
that's just me.
Okay. Okay.
Unless I had something like really juicy going on, and
Well, what do you mean by really juicy? Like what?
well, like I played like a super huge tank and bridge, and I don't know.
Okay. So when you change cities, you get there's the annihilation bonus, and what's the other one? There's 2.
Carnage.
Carnage. So you don't have to phrase it like I'm a 5-year-old. I don't need babies first. Okay. Shout out to Ray Day and David and Dennis Kriesel. No, wait, you know what I'm saying?
I'm helping
Travis.
you along.
Yeah.
I feel like you're learning this yourself. You're just kind of formulating it and you're getting it out there. This is
Yeah.
like a group therapy session with us and 3,000 other people. So yeah, let's go ahead.
Overestimating. No, like Karl. So Karl, I know he does everything before he changes cities. I'm not Karl. I know that. So maybe I shouldn't expect to do everything before I change a city. But I just need that basic rule of thumb of like, oh, I've done 3 things. It's worth staying and trying to do the 4th before I move. Come on, Travis, you got it. He just punched his mic like 5 feet away from him. What's your strategy, Travis? You play it like every day.
Right. So are you wanting to play like me or are you wanting to play like Joel? Like what's your plan
How about
here?
a slightly better Joel? Slightly
better Joel. Okay.
That's called. I'm
Well,
trying
the
to
reason
improve.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking this, because whenever I play Godzilla now at home, I'm just aiming to beat the entire game, get to the very end,
Planet
and
X,
then I'm done.
And then it's what is it? King of the Monsters?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just blowing through it. So just
I want to get to the very end, and yeah, that's usually my goal. I mean, I might stop and look at the scenery every now and again, but no, I like what I enjoy doing about the game is not necessarily going for large carnage bonuses. I've done that before, but my preference is playing like Terror of Mechagodzilla, Monster Zero, just because those are a lot of fun. I love blowing those up, then just getting to Planet X, playing through that, and then getting to the end. Because the wizard mode on Godzilla, it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's really enjoyable.
Okay. So what if I ask then, what's the best way to get 1 billion points?
Probably Gigan, your jet fighters, get them to 10 pretty quick, so you can get your extra ball that's worth 50, or if you get a Rodan 2X, it's worth 100. Then if you can take that into Ebra 2X, you can build everything up pretty quick in a couple of destruction jackpots, and you'll be pretty close.
So you're just saying. So once again, it's due to battles. You're not trying to like focus on one city, do X, Y, and Z, and boom, you're at 1 billion.
No, I mean the thing about the game, it's pretty well balanced overall with the points. So you don't necessarily have to just pick one thing and just focus on that one thing. You can play through the game and just be strategic with your power-ups. That's the main thing. So are you playing it on competition mode or are you playing it on default?
I'm not.
So you're playing on default.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So here's what I want you to do. Here's the way to get to 1 billion. Okay. Right now, you need to go change your game to competition mode. So that way your power-ups are deterministic. No, this is important, Joel, because it gives you like, that way you know what's coming up with your power-ups. So you understand what the power-ups are?
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason why this is important, because the very first one, you can choose to either boost up whichever multi-ball you want to do.
Oh, you're saying the Godzilla power-ups. I'm thinking allies, but the Godzilla power-ups are... We're not going to video. If we go to video, Travis has walked out of his closet, which is all of, he's
what
back.
Do you mean? I was saying power-ups. What do you mean you
I
don't know I'm
thought
talking
the
about power-ups?
allies are power, like...
I knew what you were talking about.
Oh, of course,
You
I
thought
get
the
it.
allies were power-ups?
No, I don't think this confusion is so absurd, okay? I was like, oh yeah, it means 2x. And then okay, I get it. The Godzilla power-ups, level 1, I understand. Every time I play, those options change. I get it. But you're saying competition mode.
Just go back
standard.
to Golden Tee, Joel. Let's just shut this down.
So in competition mode, it's not randomized. Yeah. They're always the same.
Karl would explain this to me in a very nice and polite way. He would have.
That's true.
He would have.
Okay, sorry. You're right. Let me go back. Okay. Since you don't want me to explain it like you're 5, yet when I say power-ups, you think I'm talking about allies. We got to figure out how to communicate here, Joel.
I found that myself. It's not like I would kept you going along and then I caught on, okay? I'm not.
Yeah, I did see the light bulb go off there.
Yeah,
I saw the look of confusion and then the sudden realization that wait. So, okay, here's why it's important. Power-up number 1, right? This is after you get 2 power-up arrows. Do you know what those are?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So either on the left flipper, you have it's like Godzilla multi-ball 250,000 extra, I think is what it is. And then the right one, it's the Mecha Godzilla for 500,000 extra. So you can choose that, right? So whichever multi-ball you want to go to, pick that. And then always for power-up number 2, get your tier 1 battle time bonus 5x, which is on the right-hand side.
Yes. Oh, because I've definitely been picking, give me 20 more seconds in the tier 1 battles. Do you have that option in competitive?
Yes.
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 And nobody picks it, Joel.
Nobody picks it.
You know why nobody picks it?
Because you like your points.
Yes. And you said you want to
get
to a billion.
It makes sense. Well, I can't get the points if I don't complete the mode, Well,
what mode are you playing?
I play everything but the Groundhog's Day, whatever that guy, the guy that digs around and bounces like
Megalon.
Yeah, I cannot. That guy,
I feel like I'm explaining the rule set to one of my kids at this point.
Hey, you know what?
The Groundhog's mode.
No, you guys
somewhere know. Elwin's weeping somewhere right now.
No, he's probably laughing. He's probably laughing, which that's fine. But
okay, so
just because you guys know the names doesn't mean that the listeners know the names.
I fully agree with you. Don't play Megalon.
Yeah, that was really freaking hard.
Yeah, for you, don't play Megalon. Now, I'm not saying that because you're Joel. I'm saying that because you have to hit a bunch of shots that are combinations. Otherwise, you'll be up Schitt's Creek very fast if you start picking shots.
If I have a multi-ball, I'd consider it. But even then...
no, why do that with the multi-ball?
Because I'm hoping the chaos of the ball flying around just takes care of a few of my shots.
Which mode is perfect for chaos with the multi-ball? Out of the 4, which one?
Perfect would probably be the electricity one. I don't know the name. It's 5 shots. You don't do it. I would either do that or
Titanosaurus.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
The electricity one. Yes.
Yeah, the blue targets.
All right, so you're ignoring the groundhog one, and you're going to do the electricity one.
But the electricity one, I'm actually. There are times that I play that with.
This before.
I know we have, and I'm sorry, but now that I own the game, it's just I'm actually playing it all the freaking time. That mode though, I actually feel like I can pick off those 5 shots pretty well. Like that mode, I don't really have.
When do you play that?
I mean, I will play that. That's what I'm saying. Normally, I don't focus on the multi-ball or.
Do you want to get to 1 billion, Joel?
I get it now.
Do you want to get to a billion? I thought that was
current-
the essence of our conversation
I
right now.
understand now. I'm sorry I even brought up
We're
the
not playing
conversation.
for fun, Joel. We're playing for points.
Normally,
We're playing for points.
if
This
my
is like
thought,
the master talking to the student. This is
yeah,
like 70s kung fu movies.
This is what I'm trying to figure out, Tom. He had Karl on just last week, right? Who is legitimately one of the 2 best Godzilla players in the entire world. Like, he just destroys the game. He could tell you everything inside and out.
So, Tom, you want to get Karl for next week? Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Fine. We don't have to go deeper.
So, but here's what I would say, Joel. I would say just go with tier 1 battle, time bonus 5x. Okay,
Yep.
Stack that up because you're on a premium, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. Okay. The easiest way, and everybody get your notebooks out and forget my camera. I don't
might
care.
even-
I don't care.
I might
I'm getting
even
ahead of
write
this.
this shit down.
Yeah.
The easiest way on a premium, in my opinion, is get your multi-ball lit, your Godzilla multi-ball. The reason why, because that building drops down,
Yep.
right? So now you turn the right ramp into returning back to the left ramp.
Yeah, Geigen.
Okay. Right.
Boom, boom,
so,
boom.
Right. Just get Geigen done, get it out of the way. Plus, you stack your jet fighters as well. Right. So you complete your jet fighters, you light an ally.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So a little along the way too, you could try to build up your heat ray. You could try to build up your bridge. You could do some other stuff along the way as well to get your power ups going. Because once you get to a certain point and you get to power up number 2 and you have your Godzilla multi-ball power up as well, right? And you have your 2x running at the same time, that's where a lot of points will pile up quick with Titanosaurus. Okay. But how do you get to Titanosaurus though? What do you have to do with your first city?
You have to beat the guy and then change cities.
Then leave it. Yep, exactly. So that's why you just want to get out of it as soon as possible. Just stack up all that and you will see points just start piling up for yourself.
See, that's been my problem because I've been very focused on like I want to try to complete as much as I can within a city because it's like I'll defeat the guy. I'm all over the Geigen train. I mean, that makes sense. You get that building to pop down 1 level and then boom, 8 shots on Geigen, you feel like a boss. It's awesome. You get through that. But then I'm like, okay, I got him knocked out. I'm a few shots away from whatever, like tank. I only have 2 more tanks. So let me go ahead and do tank while I'm in this city. And then I drain. I'm like, well, crap, I did 2 out of the 4.
Well,
should I keep doing them? Should I change? You're saying just change. Just change.
Well, for
cities.
your goal too, why play a naked multi-ball?
How did you say that word?
Naked.
Naked.
Nope, naked.
Naked.
It's not naked. There's an A.
Stop
Naked.
playing a nude multi-ball.
Naked.
I pronounce it like an Oklahoman. That's how I roll.
Wow. Okay. All right.
We were
You got it?
neck and naked.
So you're saying yes, only don't play a multi-ball unless you're in a battle. That's what I'm hearing. Did I hear that
Kind
wrong?
of. Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. For
said,
you.
don't play your naked multi-ball.
Sorry, naked.
There we go.
There,
Yeah.
you guys happy?
Welcome to America.
But but that's what I'll give you for the beginning. I don't want to like just lose everybody in the weeds getting to the mid game and end game of this, but that will be your early opener right there. Like
Okay.
start experimenting with that, try to put that puzzle together, and that's probably going to be the best way for you to go about it. Now, somebody else might have a different opinion on how they would approach it. That's just for what your goal is and for what your setup is and for what the situation is. I promise you that's going to be the easiest way for you to get out of the gate and get going
Okay.
the right direction.
No, I mean, the truth is I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast with the game. And the fact that I have these decisions, it's like, I don't know. I just, I want to see it blow up. But then there's other games where I just play, and it's like and then points, I get it. The more of the game you see, the more of the points you're going to find along the way. But it's just, I really enjoy that. Like I've really had a ton of fun with this game so far because there's so much to see. Every time I hit start, it's like, what do I want to do? I want to focus on whatever bridge? Do I want to focus on tank? Do I want to do a different battle? That I've done Geigen 2 games in a row. Let me go ahead and go to Eberron instead and rip some spinners like Eberron. I don't, whatever. What's the crab dude?
Ebera?
Ebera. See, yeah, nailed it.
Yeah, he's very close. Good job.
Hey, if the words that I'm struggling to pronounce happen to be whatever kaijus, I mean, like, I'll take it. Okay, at least I can say naked. And
Naked.
what did you say earlier? You said like
Naked.
folk? No.
Hulk.
Same.
Naked.
All right, whatever. Okay.
Do we really need to go into Oklahoma speak?
No.
Do we got to do this? Everybody
wanna
listening
hear
from Oklahoma
terror.
knows exactly what I'm saying. Forget the other 49 states. It's whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
But seriously though, Joel, like pay attention to your power-ups as well.
Got
because
it.
that is important getting through. So basically, know your city combos. That will help you. Like understand how, I guess, just understand your path.
I will tell you right now, I do not know the best path to get the power-ups as quickly as possible. Like,
so your best path to get the power-ups as quickly as possible, all right, is get a city combo. Okay.
Yep.
That'll give you one.
Can you see? Is there a place you can see what the city combos are
on the LCD screen? It'll be there.
You like push and hold to look at the menu, or it's on the main?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
So you'll want to get at least one. You want to make sure that you conquer your first city, which you'll do after basically getting your tier 1 battle and switching cities, right?
Yep.
So you'll get a few right there. You want to dial in your loop, because if you get 3 consecutive loops, that gives you one as well.
Okay.
And let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else off the top of my head.
Because I will say
starting jet fighter attack too will give you some as well. So that's why it's important to do both Geigen and your jet fighters at the same time early on.
Just in lanes, like just keep the in lanes coming. I will say it was either the first or second day I owned the game, I leveled up to 5 and I got to, what is it? Terror. It was I lit one of the things, like one of the mini wizard modes in the middle, and Terror Mecha Godzilla or something. I don't know. I think it was that. And it was great. And I was like, oh, sweet. And I haven't seen it since. So,
well, and that's your power up 4 as well. And I mean, obviously you got to play your multi-ball well too.
Yeah. You have to score a super and one of the multi-balls to award it.
But as long as you understand how the power-ups work and just basically putting your pieces on the board exactly where you need them, then that'll open up the game big time for you come the mid game. So this is just all early game stuff.
Got it.
So let's go over the power-ups and see what Joel would pick here. So number 3, Joel, Destruction Jackpot plus 3 seconds, or Tier 2 Battle Timer plus 20 seconds. What would you pick?
So this is on competition mode, because
this is in competition mode.
Yeah, I haven't had.
You've never seen this, have you?
No, I have, and depending on, like, if I'm on ball 3, I'm not taking Tier 2 because I'm like, I'm probably not going to see those. Like, I'm already on ball 3, I'm not going to see them, so I take Destruction Jackpot. But that's what I would do if I. Okay, that's wrong.
But it is Joel though, Tom. Like he could use the extra 3 seconds.
I could, yeah, because I'll miss that shot.
I mean, there are times I could use the 3 seconds.
But are you going to build up your Destruction Jackpot though, Joel?
No, I have not. I have not purposely. I mean,
you know how to build it up.
No, like how do I see it's lit, and there's plenty of times where I'm like, crap, I can't start the multi-ball because I have to hit my Destruction Jackpot and give that a shot.
Tom's right. Go with Tier 2 battle.
How? Yeah. No, how about you just explain
if you get
how to build it up.
Tier 2 battle, though, you can get a lot of points in those Tier 2 battles.
I have gotten to Tier 2 battles before, but normally I just pick the middle one, which is a multi-ball.
Yeah, which is a safe way to play, but
apparently there's no points in it.
Yeah, there's not a lot unless you get like really deep into it.
Yeah, you know me.
Like you're crushing the multi-ball.
Just
so
crushing it.
Take like the first one or the second one where like what's the one where you build up the switches and then you shoot the scoop? Is that the third one?
Yeah, I believe so. Because the first one is Ghidorah, right? Where you gotta just build everything up and fight or flee. Yep.
I like switch hitting modes. Like, give me those.
Then you should be playing Bridge Attack early on then.
Yeah,
right?
I like Bridge. Bridge is fun.
There you go.
Yeah. But no. So you're saying Destruction Jackpot. What am I doing wrong? Because sometimes it's worth a lot of points and other times it's not worth anything. So how do I build up the Destruction Jackpot?
It just depends on how you do in those modes and multi-balls.
So if I go straight into Geigen and I just boom, 8 ramps, bam, 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 blew it up, the destruction jackpot for Geigen would be pretty big. That's what you're saying?
Around 25 million or so, 22, 25, because you'll have your 2x destruction jackpot at that point, then whatever value that you're bringing into it.
So why do I have a 2x?
Because you beat the moat.
Okay.
So you get plus 1x for every kaiju battle that you complete. So you can do that. You can do saucers. You could do rage combos. You could do tail whips. You could do trains.
So if
you could do loops.
If I finish tanks, is destruction jackpot lit then? Or no? Destruction jackpot's only lit.
I think it is.
I think so.
You got me thinking hard now because
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure you do. I usually save tanks for the mid game.
Well,
so that's why typically it is lit right after. So
I'm living in the early game.
I'm gonna say yes and then have somebody correct me, like Karl or Keith.
Okay, so this rambling that we're doing, if this is helpful or harmful to any of the listeners,
we have
feel
given
free to email us at tripledrain@gmail.com.
We have given the exact way to just absolutely to at least get to 400, 500 million early on.
I have no problem. I think I don't know.
What's your GC right now?
I'd have to look it up on Insider Connected and let me know. But it's less than $1 billion. It's definitely over 500 million for sure.
So it's like 510 million.
I don't know. I can pull it up here, but talk amongst yourselves.
It's okay. We got time. We can edit this out. Tom, what's up?
Oh, you're going to edit it? Yeah, right. You're right.
Can you believe Joel got a golden tee and turned down Rush Premium?
That's kind of an insult to both Raymond, Tim Sexton, and myself.
Oh,
and
yeah,
John
Tom.
Board too. Can you believe? I bet Getty Lee is pissed
Tom,
right
you're
now.
including yourself as
myself.
Who could I offend?
Just being a huge Rush fan. That's why.
I'm just offended.
And a friend of Joel.
In that order, right?
It's like a
Tim
fucking
Sexton.
slap in the face.
I'm so sorry, Tom. You deserve better. Well, here I feel okay. My high score, suck it, Travis, is 791,100.
Travis, what's your high score?
I don't care. Nobody cares about Travis. Yeah.
No, I care.
So almost 800. Okay. I'm not, but I feel like I got that score within like the first 2 days of owning the game where I wasn't really trying to think too much. I was just playing the game and I was like, oh shoot, getting $1 billion won't be that bad at all. And now that I'm actually trying to strategize, I'm overthinking.
Are you regressing? Is that what's happening?
Yes. Something's going wrong, but
my high on the premium is 16,300,000,000.
Let's move on to we're still on 0.3. Godzilla tangent was not on the list, but I appreciate you guys. Thanks for sticking with me, even though Travis did leave the room at least once.
Are we supposed to talk about our new games too, or something, Tom, or something? Or did Joel just monopolize the whole combo here?
No, we'll go to 0.4 then. New games. So that was my new experience. Those are my new games, or what I've been experiencing. Tom has a new game coming very, very soon.
No, it was delivered today.
Oh, but
I have not yet to see it.
Oh, well, thank you for prioritizing the podcast over going to open your new game.
Well, it's already been opened.
No. You just haven't played it. Got it.
I just haven't played it because it's en route. It's James Bond Pro.
Ooh, okay. And then Travis, the pinball company, obviously got theirs in, and you've unboxed it and you've started making content on it. So I'm gonna shut up because I have nothing to contribute. I have yet to touch a I've yet to touch a Bond. So I don't know. First impressions, Travis. What are your thoughts?
Well, after unboxing it twice, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. So, yeah, it was kind of nutty. We got one in and literally took the glass off, got it all set up, testing things out, seeing how it plays, and then somebody got one play on it, and then the node board just went kaput. So,
nice job, Tom.
That's exactly the way it felt. Yes.
Which node board? Does it matter? One of them?
I want to say it was node board 4. Whatever went to the flippers and the start button.
Oh,
I think it was the 4th one.
That's an important one.
Yeah. So it was like you were seeing that it was set on free play. You're hitting the button and nothing's happening. So yeah. But yeah. So this is my first time to be able to just be alone with the game, test things out, see how it plays. Like we've seen it at Expo. And I think it's been at some other shows as well in the past couple of months, because I know obviously it was revealed about a little over 2 months ago now on Dead Flip, I think, and of course everybody's known about Bond for quite some time now, and we're all still waiting on Elwyn's 60th to come out as well. So it's just, for me, whenever I heard about the theme, I'm not a huge fan of James Bond, but I did finally watch the very first movie, Dr. No.
What did you think?
It was so unintentionally hilarious. Like Monica and I were just laughing throughout the whole movie. Like, and I don't know if that's, obviously they weren't going for that, but just seeing it now, and I don't want to give away spoilers if nobody's watched it before, because obviously you're going to see some of the scenes on the game or whatever. But yeah, do yourself a favor, watch it if you have time. That way it'll give you, I guess, perspective of what's going on in the playfield. But I can see why people like it.
Quick question. Have you seen any of the Dr. No scenes on the LCD screen?
So on the Pro with the Dr. No, translate no, Dr. No's not. Dr. No is not coded in currently, no.
Oh, okay. Just check it. Just check it.
Dr.
So currently,
No, that would be a no.
Yeah, the Dr. No Pro, which you have in your possession, currently has no Dr. No content within the game besides the translate.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, just check it. All right.
And, well, so here's the thing. When I got this pen, I knew that they were still behind on the code, but I went in with the clear mind. I did not watch any other videos. I just played it, at Expo a couple of times, not really thinking about what the code was. Because just like we talked about, I didn't judge it because I knew the code wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
So it was just judging the layout, which the layout's fun enough. It has a lot of flow to it. It plays fast. It's definitely feels like a Gomez and plays like a Gomez. But yeah, so this is my first time to really sit down with the code and see what all's there. And just quite frankly, just like Joel pointed out, with Dr. No not even being in the game for the Dr. No Pro, there's no code there. I mean, I got one game and I pretty much got through everything that there was. And yeah, hopefully they come out with more code pretty soon. Mm-hmm. I will say in its state right now, it's disappointing. I mean, it is just, if you're going to play this on location and you're not sure what you're getting into, just be prepared. There's just a lot missing right now.
So like, is Dr. No like a selectable villain then? And then you started and nothing happens?
No, it's not selectable at all. It's supposed to, it will be eventually. So
well, of course.
Yeah. And there's 6 villains total, and that's on the right ramp. And the only 2 that are in there right now is like, how do you pronounce this? Like Spectre Island, I guess is what it is. And then the Incredible Laser Ray. So the second and the third one, those are the only 2 that are in there right now. And I think I was adding it all up because you have villains, you have henchmen, you have the Spectre weapons, you have, I guess, the playfield multiplayers. Yeah, with the women, you have the Q branch and gadgets to the right-hand side. And I can't remember the number off the top of my head. I think it was like 29 different different possibilities overall with the inserts, and I think maybe 10 are in the game. So around 35% or so, somewhere right around there.
Yeah, so I remember. You said 35%. The numbers you just said don't add up, but it's 35% is roughly when it comes to all the crap that will be coded in. You're saying like 30-ish% of it is currently in the game.
Sorry, I overshot it. It's 0.34.4%.
No, I'm just saying you said 29 things and there are 10 in the game. That's not right, 35%.
No, that is. I just did it.
29 divided by 10.
Oh, wait a second. Wait. I did say 29, didn't I?
Yes, that's 29%, right? It's
my understanding there would be no math.
No, 29. I'm an idiot. It's like roughly 30. It's like roughly 30%.
No, that's 35. That's
it's
like
not 34. There's no way.
Why
that's
are you
35.
convincing me I'm wrong here?
Am I right? Maybe you're right. Maybe Oklahoma math is better than I thought.
Get a calculator out.
I'm pulling it out.
Me second guess myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
29.
Somebody check schools. How they rank in Indiana and Oklahoma.
Crap! It's 34%. You were right. You're right. Okay. Jeez, my bad.
You had me convinced I wasn't. Bad. You need to go on Big Brother. Bad. You had me fully convinced I was wrong. Look at him. He's all red.
Well, yeah, I'm making Oklahoma math jokes, and then he's freaking right. All right, so you're playing the game. Obviously everybody's that has reviewed the game so far, all they're talking about is the shots. You're saying it plays well enough. It's nothing's changed there. The right side is a lot of fun. The left side you're saying is meh. I remember that was a quote I think from you before. But the code is what? Do you remember when you flip on the game? It's like 0.6.
It's
something.
It's 0.7 right now, but it's a little bit jarring because at the very beginning there is a disclaimer even before you hit start that's letting you know right quick that there's things not in the game that they're waiting for certain approvals from the licensor, and then even when you hit start, it's still on there. And I've never seen that on a game before. I don't know if it's been done in the past, maybe before I got into pinball. I just never seen that.
Well, so I've got to give credit to the Super Awesome Pinball Show. So they had George Gomez on recently, and I think it's going to be a 2-part interview. So it's only like the first part that's currently been released. But George talked a lot about this, and he has mentioned that of the different licensors that they work with, some they take a ton of pride in this. Licensing departments, they'll have an office, and everything they've ever licensed is probably in that office. So whether it's like James Bond Monopoly or a James Bond lunchbox, they're doing that. But when it comes to a pinball machine, like that is, in George's words, like one of the best things a license could really ever have, because it's such an amazing display of the license. So I think there are certain licensors like Marvel that Stern's worked with them enough. Whoever he's working with has probably gotten to the point of like, okay, we may not need to scrutinize so much. Like Stern clearly has this figured out. While I think there are other licensors like Led Zeppelin, which was like, this is all you get, period. And it sounds like James Bond, they're giving them a lot. Like they actually have access to a lot of music and a lot of assets. But I think they're being extremely controlling or picky on what they're actually going to allow will be in the game, basically. And George says that approval process it's almost like they're streaming the game. They have to show, throw the ball around or flip the ball around. I'm like, well, once we do this, then this is going to display. And if they have to do that for literally every single call out and sound and video that they want to put in the game, and then you're waiting for somebody at the licensor to approve it, that could take forever. And so I don't know. It just depends on, I'm just assuming some licensors are like, just make what you want and then send us a big long video at the end. Or this one may be like, no, we want to see everything.
Well, my hope is that, and this is kind of what I'm assuming. I don't know this for a fact. This is just in my head canon right now, that there's a bunch of modes that are already done. They're just not in the game because the lacking of approvals. Yeah. So I personally don't think it's so much that it's just not done. I think they're just not allowed to put it in the game yet.
Well, would you rather have the mode in the game and a blank screen, or like with no video and no sound? Would you rather that, or would you rather have what you have?
It's funny that you point that out, because I was just talking to Monica about this the other day, that I was just like, I wonder if they had these types of issues that were anywhere close to this back in the DMD era, before they had to mess with LCD, before video clips and everything like that. But
I don't know. Same time, I owned X-Men when it first came out. That game was like terrible.
Yeah, it's happened before, to where games are put out, for public consumption, for people to buy, for people to coin drop in, and it's not a complete game. And
well, Batman 66, right?
Yeah.
And even Stranger Things, when it first came out. And Stranger Things is Lonnie, just like this is Lonnie.
We were going over it, that I think Stranger Things had something like 19 or 20 code updates in 1 year or something like that. I mean, there was just like an insane amount of code updates. I mean, it's a fun game now. It just, going back to Bond, what worries me is that there's so many launch parties that are coming up in about a week and a half as of this recording. And of course, it's probably going to be a lot of people's first time experiencing this game. And you have to believe that people at Stern don't want necessarily potential customers or people discovering the Stern brand, or even people that know about the Stern brand. You don't necessarily want them having that type of experience, because at the end of the day, everybody wants somebody to have fun playing pinball. And so I'm kind of curious how that will play out. And I'm also curious, since the LEs, they're scheduled to go out here in just a few weeks. I think it's like, what, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or so. I'm very curious to see if they're able to get code updates before those go out. Because my biggest fear is what, a $13,000 game go into somebody's home that's at 0.7 code.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have to believe there's a couple more updates that they'll probably get in before then. But yeah, there's just, I think as of right now, there's 2 villain modes in. There's, I think, 2 henchmen modes that are in. 4 out of the 6 specters are in. And I think 2 out of 6 Q branch gadgets are in right now.
So I
and
get
the
what you're saying.
And the playfield X doesn't work either. I mean, it says that it's lit on the LCD, but you hit the action button and nothing happens with it.
What I mean, I get
Neil
it.
and I noticed that when we were playing at Free Play Florida. Sorry, Joel.
Oh, you're fine. You only get one first impression. I totally get that. And I know, like, Stranger Things was that situation. So many people played it at launch parties or went out on location and hated it. And they went on Pinside and reviewed it as such. And it was like the hole was dug, and that game had to dig its way out slowly over time to the point now where people love Stranger Things and want to own it and are trying to hunt one down. So I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that, there are other games that we've discussed on this podcast that we don't like the layout, and you can't change that with code. The layout's not going to improve over time. So at least the good thing is, I mean, it's a good theme. Bond is a good theme. We know they have assets. They're just not there yet. And the layout is good. People are enjoying the layout. So this game really can only go up from here, but it is hard. It's hard to have patience. It's hard to have patience for that, especially when you're putting this type of money into potentially owning the game or even routing a game. I mean, normally I've never routed games, but from the little bit that the conversation I've had with operators, I mean, normally it's the first few weeks is typically like the best time for a new game. And I hope that's not a problem from coin drop. People just be immediately turned off by the game.
Yeah, and a big thing is that, I mean, with what Borg and Sexton and Raymond have done with Rush, and with what Elwin and their entire crew have done with Godzilla, I mean, the bar has been set so high now for anything that's coming out of Stern.
Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, and we've talked about this before off podcast, there's always bound to be dips, in certain aspects of quality, whether it's design, whether it's software, whether it's code. Not everything can be a home run. Sometimes you're going to have a single, sometimes you're going to have a double. That's just the way it goes at times. I mean, even Jersey Jack, prime example of that. Guns N' Roses comes out, everybody loves it, selling like hotcakes. Toy Story comes out, it's a little bit different story. So, there's just always that ebb and flow when it comes with pinball. But, I don't know. Hopefully, it seems like that, just judging off the inserts of the game, that there should be a lot in this game. So now it's just going to boil down to, will everything be cohesive once it comes together? Like, will I care about these modes? And oddly enough, when I was playing the game, I found myself not really caring about, I guess, just the theme integration of the shots, if that makes sense. So like, if you play Rush, because all of us have played Rush, and Tom will know this more than anybody, the theme integration with the modes is excellent on that game. It really makes total sense when you're playing Spirit of Radio, when you're playing Working Man, when you're playing all those modes. It Limelight, it all really blends in well together. And that's very difficult to do with the pinball machine, to make it kind of just be cohesive with the type of theme that you're wanting to go in.
Because let alone a music pin.
Right, exactly. Because you're very much at the mercy of what the design is. And so with something like this, I almost feel like James Bond has to heavily rely on call outs. It has to heavily rely on video assets. And without that there, it feels bare. Like, I didn't really feel anything out of playing the modes that were there. And even the, what was it? You heard that a lot. I don't think any other songs are in there right now. It was just that song over and over and over again. So I almost felt like,
it felt like Toy Story with the I'm gonna learn to hate the.
You know what? I was playing through Bond, and I told you guys this too. I was just like, I was thinking of the Thanos meme where he's like, "Perhaps I treat you too harshly," or whatever it was.
What you were saying about Toy Story, yeah.
Because at least the Toy Story modes that were there. I mean,
Yeah.
I felt like I was playing a full game. You know, with Bond, it's obvious we can't BS people. It's obvious that a full game's not there right now, and everybody knows that. So you got to call a spade, and hopefully something comes out. I'm anticipating that there should be an update prior to the launch parties, though. Hopefully. I mean,
Well-
you imagine a world where there is a launch party to where you only have 2 of the main modes available in the game for villains, and one of them's not Dr. No, and everybody's playing on the
Bro.
Dr. No version.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it might be out of Stern's control.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like they're withholding it and throwing up a middle finger to all of us. I mean, it's obviously it's the licensor. It's a bad situation. It's frustrating for everybody. I imagine they're probably very frustrated.
Could it be something that they recommend people not do launch parties, or at least at this point, and postpone them?
I mean, anymore, there's been so many postponements with this already. It's like maybe they just got to get the show on the road and get ready for the next pin coming out.
Have launch parties been postponed before?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because of like COVID, but because of like
just straight up because the game's just not ready for it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I mean, I think that train's left the station for this because there's so many different postings on Facebook and everything, and everybody's showing off. Like I saw, what was it? Helicon Brewery had 5 of them on the floor. And so, yeah, it's just, but we did discover one very specific way though, just to, if you want to win your launch party and the code stays the same, there's one very specific way to just absolutely annihilate it.
Well, yeah, let's go into that because that's what I was going to ask you. I was one, sure, if you want to, how do you blow up the game as of right now, and then 2, you know what? There's after playing this, there has to be stuff that you're seeing, you know, that you're enjoying, or potential of like, oh, this is kind of I see what they're trying to do here. What I don't know what. If you want to answer both those questions, yeah.
Yeah. So I will say when it comes to the code, there's a couple things that I'm intrigued by. So there seems to be something to do with the pops that gives you awards after so many switch hits and you hit a certain threshold. So I think the first threshold's at 20, which gives you a playfield multiplier. And I think it resets to 0. Then you go back up to 25 and it gives you, I think it's like super pops resets. Then you go back up to 30 and it lights the Q branch, right? And then, yep, there goes my camera. Forget it. Yep, we'll just keep going. And then you go to 30, and then it just repeats this process and goes in by increments of 5 all the way up to 50. And so that type of mechanic I do like. I'm intrigued by that. There seems to be that same type of mechanics with the spinner on the left.
So you're saying that you like the fact that the pops are always counting towards something. That's what
it gives a reason.
Okay.
Yeah, but I will say, as of right now, it's way overpowered.
Okay.
Way overpowered. Yeah, the scoring is very unbalanced towards that, and we'll get to that meta here in just a few. But yeah, the spinner, there's something there. I need to look into it a little bit more, but there was certain count ups going on, but you can't tell because it's not on the LCD screen either. But it's obvious that there is something there, and the same thing was happening with the. I want to say it was with the rocket ship. I forget if it was the Spectre targets or if it was the rocket ship.
That's similar to like Iron Maiden, right? With the
Yeah. I mean, just the difference was instead of it being
modes or
complete after once, it would reset and then you do it again and you get a new award.
Okay.
So I did like that because it gave you a reason to hit different shots.
Okay.
So that part's intriguing to me. I mean, obviously the shots are fun. The game plays super fast. The left eject, I mean, it is what it is. It's not my favorite, but the left orbit is a fun shot to hit. The shot between the ramps on the right side, that's a lot of fun to hit.
But that's the one that'll drop it into the pops sometimes, but then also will whip all the way around other times.
Well, so what we discovered during a multi-ball, then pretty much during a single ball, it was going to the pops every single time. And so our meta became get into multi-ball and ignore everything else and just send it to the pops over and over and over again. And then when you get back down to your flippers, send it back to the pops again. Because you'll just keep collecting your 20 million. The awards become worth 20 million after you get to, I think it's 35, 40, 45, 50, and it maxes out at 50 hits up there. And you'll just get 20 million points.
Every pop?
Not every pop, but every threshold.
And how do you
Meaning,
get
like, if
multi-ball?
you get, so there's 2 multi-balls right now. There's the, I'm probably going to get them mixed up. There's one on the left orbit, and then you got one at the ship where you
So the
drop
left
down the
orbit
targets.
would be the left orbit. You're saying is the left orbit that goes up and comes down on the ramps. That's supposed to be the jetpack, but on a
Right,
Pro
yeah.
it doesn't have the magnet.
Right. Comes back to the left flipper. Yeah. So, I mean, and that's a fun shot. It's fun watching that ball whip around right there and rip and spinner. So I really do like that shot. And yeah, then the bird one, you could play that as well. But yeah, that's, I mean, legitimately, if the code stays the way it is and you're playing to win at your launch party, not your lunch party, but at your launch party, that would be that'd be the way to go.
So just keep crushing the left orbit, and then once you're in a multi-ball, keep throwing it up in the pops.
Yep, but you have to hit between the 2 ramps, or you could even take a direct shot at it. There was a few times I was able to sneak the ball. Because there's like a little switch.
How's the upper flipper shot? What now that you spent more time on it, are you fine? Like, what are your upper flipper?
It felt way different. So it's interesting because the ball feeds perfectly to it every single time you go into the Spectre target area or the rocket ship. It'll feed it pretty well.
Or even just right up the middle, right?
Yeah, pretty much off the middle, offset to the left, like a 11 a.m. shot.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, going around the loop. It's on the copy that I have, it was going around pretty quick. The most I could loop was 2. So it screams around there pretty quick. And then the side ramp is a lot later on the flipper than what you would think.
Can you hit that ramp from the left flipper?
Yep. I did it a couple times on purpose too, on the copy that I had.
So if you were in a critical situation and had to hit that ramp, are you going from the left flipper or are you going to try to feed the upper flipper?
You could feed the upper flipper so easily. It's pretty safe hitting the ship. There's probably no real reason to hit it from the left besides you're just doing it for shits and giggles.
But you competitive players, you don't like your side to side action. I feel like you're scared of upper flippers.
Yeah,
sometimes.
That's true. Well, the thing that does scare me about the upper flipper, there was probably at least 25% of the time the ball was coming back down the right ramp. It wasn't making it all the way around.
Oh,
so it'd go up the side ramp and then back down the right ramp.
Interesting, because I know people were worried about the left orbit shot, that if those flippers start getting weak, that's a long shot to go all the way around and up. But you're saying that's no problem. But
I think even if you have weak flippers, that would still be an easy shot to hit because it's not a steep shot to get around. It's really not.
All right. Yeah, I mean, early you said like, yeah, I've seen everything in the game, and that's not abnormal for you though, Travis. I mean, you said the same thing. What on like game 7 of Toy Story? I mean, you are obviously a good player, and you're good at dissecting a game and working your way through it. But
this you will see a lot of the game early on as is. Probably the only thing you won't see is maybe all the Spectre stuff because that's. The way it was set on ours, you had to basically hit all the targets in the back and spell out Spectre every single time, every single letter. And then you'd have to hit the target to light it or to begin the mode.
Okay.
And then it's like a hurry up, basically.
Yeah.
And that can be worth decent points as well. But yeah, if you want to win and you can repeat a shot, get in a multi-ball, send it to the pops.
Okay. All right.
If it's on 0.7 code, Joel. If they update it,
yeah.
They might. I hope they update it. Yeah. I hope they do because that wouldn't be fun if just 4 players. That's all they're doing while trying to win a launch party.
Yeah, I get it. I am going to this weekend is Cincinnati. Chuck Wirt and his friends or crew kind of host that. It's in Cincinnati, Ohio. So that's pretty close drive. I'm going to that, and Zach is going to have a big old flipping out booth. So I know he's bringing a bunch of games, and he'll actually have some Bond pros there. There may even be some premiums there as well. But so I know for a fact this weekend I will have my first opportunity to play the game, and I'm really looking forward to that. But I think the plan as of right now is actually when the show ends for me to bring one of those home. So hopefully I'll be streaming this next week. That would be the goal. I am a little, I mean, it's weird though. I love that I can stream some of these games, right after they come out, or in this case, 2 months after they come out, but to to be able to stream them, it's awesome. But at the same time, even like what we just talked about with Godzilla, like now that I have the game, whatever, a year plus later, and the game and the code has really fleshed itself out, like there's so much more here to the game. And I felt like, Ray Day and Timmy's done so much to rush since I've the game's left my home. Or even I know I experienced it with Stranger Things. Like Stranger Things, the whole, what is it? Like there's like a whole like note card or like card system that you get when you complete different things. I don't know, like that wasn't in the game. So I mean, I've experienced this with a lot of games that there's stuff added to the games after it's left my collection. So I feel like I don't know. I would just say for potential buyers, like, yeah, I think one of the smartest things that people suggest is, buy a game that is good. It's like, should I buy a Deadpool or should I wait for this? And it's like, well, we have no idea what that's going to be like, but Deadpool's a good game, or Godzilla, like, I don't know. It's just kind of how patient are you? Or if it's
Buying
a
a
dream
bond
theme,
right now is like buying Dogecoin. Like you're just hoping it pops at some point.
and it
That's
might
what it'd be like.
yeah. Well, a bond
well,
LE, but like a pro and premium, like fine, wait
Yeah,
a year if you want, right?
Unfortunately, it is what it is. I would say if this podcast gets out before Cincinnati, anybody listening to this that has games there, I would highly recommend, and hopefully, I don't know if this is in the game or not, if you can make the Spectre weapons easily accessible, like make the letters much shorter, that will allow people to see more parts of the game,
Okay.
to light that mode a lot faster. Because otherwise, that's going to be a slog to get through for people, and that'll just give people the opportunity to start modes too, even if they're chimp flipping. It'll give them a chance
Okay.
and to see parts of the game.
Well, it's a good first initial impression. I mean, Tom, it sounds like you'll have a chance to play yours within the next few days, so we'll have to get your hot take on that.
You playing it tomorrow, Tom?
No, I have tennis.
Don't sound too excited. Jeez.
I know.
Are this lessons? Are this doubles? You single player?
Doubles.
Doubles. Do you play with your wife, or you have somebody else?
No, just random people.
Oh, okay.
Exercise.
Are you play like
Exercise.
pickup tennis?
Kinda. I mean, it's all scheduled out, but it's not really
Have you,
pickup. But
Have you branched into pickleball yet?
no,
that's the
I
hot
haven't.
craze.
I've heard a lot.
Yeah,
A lot of
my
praise
brother's really
about
gotten
it.
into that, which is funny. But
That sounds dangerous.
pickleball?
Yeah.
Do you not know what pickleball is?
No, that's why I said it sounds dangerous. I have no clue what
so
it is.
on one end of the spectrum you have ping pong, right? And the other
Okay.
end of the spectrum you have tennis.
Okay.
Kind of imagine a game that's right in the middle.
So it's badminton.
No. There's no shuttlecock in pickleball.
You
It's-
just said cock.
So I don't get it. How is it in between ping pong
Pickleball,
and
it's like
tennis?
instead of a strung racket with strings, it's like a big ping pong paddle. It's a big, and it's on a much smaller court than a tennis court.
It's like on a 4-square court. if
Yeah,
you've
so it's a
ever played
much smaller
Foursquare.
court.
It
Almost.
sounds like some Nintendo Wii sports bullshit.
No,
something like
it's
that.
a thing. It's I've never played it, and I know it's a very it's a
More
the
popular
sound.
than pinball. Let's put it.
Is
that
this
way.
real? Hang on.
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Do I need to spell it for you?
What you need to know about pickleball.
All right. If anybody likes pickleball, most people are pretty obsessed with it. If they get in, they're in. So feel free to write us at tripledrain@gmail.com and tell us that Travis needs to try.
Do you think
try
there's
pickleball.
a pickleball podcast?
Oh, guy, there's got to be.
I got
Look at
it.
us.
If there is, we need to get them on the show.
There's. I mean, no.
What do you mean no? That's a great idea, Joel.
A pickle.
can talk-
What they just watch Karl. Karl probably likes pickleball. He's coming on next week, right, Tom? So-
Maybe we should just make our own pickleball
any-
podcast. I can talk
if
about
any
this sport.
podcaster or media creator plays pickleball, feel free to mention it on your next show because I'm curious to hear about it. But yeah, I'm glad you just now learned about pickleball.
I'm going to stick to tennis. That looks boring, Joel. Come on.
Okay. I don't know. I can't advocate for it, but all right. Well, I think that's about it for Bond. I don't know. I mean, we're still kind of in a holding pattern. I'm glad.
Hey,
the
there's
games
one more Bond that we're waiting on.
Hey, can I do the
Yeah, that
transition,
kind of
Travis?
scares
Can I-
me for
You said
any-
that's it for Bond. There's
That-
still
for
one
that
more Bond.
for that one. That's
Oh,
The
for the
sixth-
Dr. No
the-
Bond.
the
Okay.
60th.
so yes. So I am glad that there are now Dr. No Bonds on location. At least we're moving forward. But yes, I think the code, I don't think that's going to magically happen within the next 3 weeks that boom, we're at 0.1 or 1.0. It may be a while, and maybe we'll be talking about this in 6-8 months and be like, holy crap,
by
this
the
game's
time
amazing.
the Goldfinger bonds will roll out, the code will be done.
Yeah, the Super LE.
The Super Vault.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about it. We can talk about 60th, which still
We
isn't
have no
here.
idea what it is.
It still isn't here. All I do know is, so I know on the Flipping the Script, Amanda Hamilton interviewed Keith Elwin, and at that time, this was back at Expo, Keith is like, oh yeah, we did the photo shoot 2 weeks ago. Like, this game should be out any moment. It's not. It isn't yet. So I don't know if they had to redo it or what, but just based on, I mean, it's the same licensor as the regular bond, so maybe they're tied up in licensing things. They have said, they have confirmed that this, I mean, it's a single level game, but there's going to be an LCD screen in the playfield, so there will be video assets. So they're probably
like
need
in
all of
the
those
actual playfield,
that's what
like
they're saying.
above like Star Wars.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look if it's on the playfield or in the playfield. It's probably on the playfield. I doubt that. I feel like
So
that would
it's
be a
like-
nightmare.
Like the multimorphic?
No, I don't think it's
like that. Like
no,
the
it's
P3,
more like
or
like Celts.
What do you mean?
How, or the first Alien. I don't know
Are
if
you
it's like
making up
that.
shit, Joel?
No, I don't. Maybe I misread. It's either on the playfield or in the playfield.
I have no idea.
Somebody Google this. My keys are clicky, but yes.
what am I Googling right now? What do you
Lord.
need me to Google?
Stern.com, sternpinball.com. And then click on Bond. And then if you look, there's 4 models, and the one on the far right, there is a little blurb. But it's something, even Gomez on his Super Awesome Pinball show, he mentioned it again, that there is a mini display. It's the same display that's in the home pin games. But I don't know if it's mounted. Yes, I don't know if it's mounted on the playfield
Joel,
what?
Hopefully this is not the artwork for the 60th.
Oh, because it's white with a big question mark?
No, there's no question mark. It just says reveal coming soon.
No,
and then
it's
it
not.
just says 60th.
We have talked about this before. Maybe it was this, or maybe it was on one of the after hour streams, but there was a leaked rendering of the 60th anniversary game, and Gomez confirmed that was real because he said he made it. He made the rendering. And so there's a leaked rendering out there right now of the 60th anniversary game. And Gomez on the interview did confirm it's like 13 movie posters on one side and 12 movie posters on the other. I mean, that's the artwork. That is the artwork on the cabinet, which is what we saw in the rendering. So I don't know.
So what's the odds that this game gets revealed before 2023?
Well, I would assume
A percentage of odds, Joel, since you're so awesome at math.
I don't know. Oh God. Karl was so nice, Tom. He was so nice. He was so nice.
Did you tell Karl he was wrong on his math?
20% chance.
Thank you.
I don't know. I mean, obviously they announced it. They announced Bond 2 months ago, and they just started shipping them. So if they want to go into the end of the year, Christmas season with some hype, then sure, announce it. But I don't think it's going to get made till next year.
Well, you can't. Here's my thing. Just judging off where the code's at for the current Bond that's out, I just don't feel like you can announce this game until you're for sure that all the assets are there. Because this is supposed to be like the huge, expensive game that everybody wants.
Do you expect this 60th anniversary game to be nearly as deep as the regular Bond? Are you expecting like a super deep?
No, I'm not expecting that, but I'm definitely not expecting like to only have like 30% of the modes in there. I mean, for that much money for what they're asking for, or for what it
I don't know.
probably will be.
I don't know. I have such a weird feeling towards this
I must
game.
say 21%, Joel. That's
21,
my guess.
so you're going over, Tom. So I'll be 22. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like the price is right.
The reality is, I don't like it. It would just be nice to have it out there. That's the thing. If they announce it sooner than later, I don't care if it's announced today or if it's announced in January. I don't think it's getting made till next year. And the truth is, I'm not buying one. They're going to be $30,000, whatever they are. So when is my first opportunity to maybe touch one of these? Would probably be
never.
never. It would probably be like TPF. Like, hopefully, But this is one of those games where I almost look at it like the Supreme home pin or something, where it's like, I know it's out there, but am I really ever going to have a chance to experience it or enjoy it? Probably not. Like,
is it going to be like a Batman Super LE?
Maybe one I'll never see in person, but you can still experience the Batman game though.
Yeah.
With all the other versions. Like, this is going to be...
There's only supposed to be 500 of them, correct?
Yeah. And I mean, you're tournament players. Is anybody ever going to put one of these in a tournament? Probably not. I mean...
Slim chance.
Yeah.
Neil McRae, UK Open.
There you go.
2023.
Maybe.
We're counting on it.
So it's just that's the thing. I mean, it was I kind of felt it the same way with like when Alien or Big Lebowski first came out. It's like, I'm never going to see those. And now they're being mass produced enough that you can run into them. But when this game is as expensive as it is, and it's going to be limited to 500, for me, the common man, the common man in pinball, when am I ever going to see it? And which is a shame, because I'd love to flip it, because I'm not. No.
Sell your golden tee, Joel.
Yeah, the golden tee is going to really get me there. Yeah, Zach, I'm selling this, man. Yeah.
Screw you, Zach.
But no, that's my issue. Is I want to play it. If it's a Keith Elwin layout, it's going to shoot amazingly well. And George did confirm it. He said there's kind of like a figure eight kind of layout. It's a shot that he's yet to ever see in pinball, that he's really excited about, that he's looking forward to people playing. 10 drop targets, like what is it, 4 or 5 opto spinners. I mean, it's gonna be fun to shoot. Keith makes a fun whitewood. Like,
maybe it's like a figure eight through spinners, and then it brings it back into targets that you can't hit unless you hit the figure eight.
I don't know, but
that would be fun.
Am I ever gonna hit it? Probably not, because I don't know if I'll ever touch the game, and that's why.
Maybe we just need to, pull all the Patreon subscriber money, and we just all buy a 60th anniversary, and we invite everybody to go play it.
There's always visual pinball.
I think we need every one of our listeners to be a patron.
60th.
I think we need every single one of our listeners to become a Patreon member for us to potentially buy a Bond 60th anniversary. So I don't know, just for the sake of Keith Elwin, I want them to release the game sooner than later. Everybody says this is Keith's Bond. I want him to be able to talk about it. I want it to be out there. I know people are excited about it.
But Gomez already said he's not doing the rules, though, right? It's somebody from like the Bally Williams day.
Which is funny, because that popped into my head, that I'm like, this isn't like, it's Keith's game, but it's not Keith's game. Like, this is what I was thinking in my head. Like, it's Keith's game because it's his layout, but it's not his game. And then I think, Travis, you were the one pointed out, like, that's like every other designer. Like, every other designer makes the layout, but they don't make the game. Like, there's a coder that makes the game, or this or that. But like, and it's funny that in my head, like, a Keith game is Keith's game, like, it is his entire game, but not this one, like, this one is.
This is like a partial Keith's game.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll happen when it happens. And yep. That's that. I mean,
the thing is too, though, everybody was so hyped up when that first was announced, and now it's just kind of like, okay, we're all just sitting and waiting, and I'm hoping that the hype comes back.
Yeah.
Whenever it is announced, I mean, hopefully that they come out with like an excellent trailer and great press releases and great price, I guess, for everybody. I mean, hopefully the Bond fans are happy with what they see. I mean, that's the main thing, because we've all seen how happy Tom is with Rush.
Yeah, go into Rush. When was Rush released? Do you remember, Travis?
I think was it January?
Yeah, January or February. Yeah. When have they? I mean, there's no even mention of any accessories.
Where's the Rush topper?
You're talking about the Rush topper and the
topper, like
the expression
lights.
The expression lights, the side blades. If you had a pro,
they fell off the truck getting this turn, getting to the manufacturer.
There's no shooter rod.
So that's the problem. You got your LE, which has everything but the topper and the shooter rod. That's what you're. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that like toppers, Joel.
I know. No, I right out there. I have the Deadpool topper and the Turtles topper, and I'm.
No, that's a good question, Tom. We're asking the hard hitting questions now, because I really want expression lights for the Rush. Like I've seen it on Tom's LE and another LE, and I mean, it's excellent.
I had the expression lights on the Zeppelin I borrowed, and it was a game changer. Huge.
Mhm.
So I mean, I'm assuming they're just trying to stock up. I don't know. I mean, I remember when I installed the expression light kits into the Led Zeppelin I had, there wasn't a ton to them. So you'd think putting them together wouldn't be that bad, but it probably just all comes down to resources, or the people that would make those. They'd rather people make toppers, Mando toppers right now. I don't know.
And this will be a good segue, Joel. But
Yep.
I mean, if you're a mod guy, okay,
Oh,
you're
look
a
at you.
mod guy.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the expression lights for Rush
Yep.
and Led Zeppelin, you have to get the expression light speakers by
Ninja Mod.
Cam.
Ninja Cam.
Yeah. Those
Yeah.
things are amazing. I mean,
So-
absolutely amazing.
So it's a speaker light kit, but it's all the RGBs are accessible or whatever, so it mimics the expression lighting kit lights around your speakers.
To a T.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you bought them for both Led Zeppelin and Rush, I assume.
I did.
Fantastic.
And it was it's one of the best mods I've ever seen.
Do you know if they will work if you don't have the expression light kit?
No, they won't.
Okay, so you have to like plug into the expression light kit to
Right.
pull that. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. So I'm assuming as soon as Stern releases the official expression light kit for Rush, then a whole bunch of people are going to be buying that from Ninja Camp. So that's awesome. It's a fantastic segue. I'm going to take it with a quick question. Tom, do you have your Mando topper yet?
Yes.
And how is it?
It's a topper.
Just sit there and stare at it?
That's the hard thing about toppers. Like, it's more like if you're watching somebody else play and you're like just looking around, but no, I don't. Yeah, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but
it's a flex item. Let's
that's
call it what it
exactly
is.
it.
It's a flex item.
So
But
you're
yeah,
not-
it's fine.
You're not forcing Neil to come down and play.
It's really hard to play a game and look at the topper.
That's what I'm saying. You don't try to get Neil to come down and play just so you can watch the topper.
It's a thought, but I haven't thought about it.
But
have you done Best Car Madness yet?
I have not. I think I was so sick of playing it at Free Play Florida.
Oh.
I've put like maybe 5 games on it.
Are there? Props to Dwight, because this is a topper that does have a video screen and does have like there are valuable things to look at on that screen while you're playing, right?
It looks sweet.
Unless you have
Looks
it
really
in
cool.
competition installed, because all it'll show is the scores on the on the topper display.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, this is what it is. Like,
Oh,
it
because
just shows the
so all the
scores?
video and showing your power ups and all that.
And then I did a factory reset. I'm like, oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm glad you got
This
it.
is much cooler.
Yeah. So now you're just waiting on Rush and Godzilla for your other toppers, and then
Yes.
you're topped out.
Yeah, I
Which
think
need to
I'll
be.
be topped out,
Okay. Yeah.
but in both toppers and money.
Oh, there you go. Well, yes, to go back, perfect timing, stellar. You're right there, Tom, right? I think I set the ball on the tee and we all just stared at it for about 30 seconds before we hit that
300-yard drive.
Yeah. So the segue that you gave was a mod, and I will mention this quick because I feel like I've been shilling a lot recently. I know our last TP and After Hours was the entire point of the episode was just to talk about what are things you could buy for Black Friday and for Christmas and for pinball people, and so we talked about mods for 2 hours straight.
Don't buy porn.
Okay. Travis wrote that down. All right, got it. Okay, so
Got it.
So
Don't get credit cards stolen.
So a recent mod that I put in my game is actually Pinwoofer, a Pinwoofer kit. So the truth is, this all came down to Buffalo Pinball. Nick Lane on Buffalo Pinball, he's expressed that he really doesn't mod his games, and so there are things that he now feels if a mod goes in a game, it's like a big deal. It's a big deal if Nick approves, that's saying something. And and Nick has been talking about these Pinwoofer kits. He has a Led Zeppelin, and he wanted it to sound as good as possible. So he decided, I'm going to give this a shot. And he was blown away by the product. And then he recently did one with Rush. And then they actually had, his name's Dan, the main creator of Pinwoofer. They had him on his podcast, on their podcast, the Buffalo Pinball Podcast. And I listened to that, and I was really impressed with what I heard. Well, I've never been a big audio guy for pinball machines. To me, you add a headphone adapter. If you really want to hear the game well, plug in a pair of headphones. You can hear everything. I mean, there's no doubt to me that there are sounds that these designers put in the games that on standard Stern speakers you're not hearing. Like, it's just, the clarity is just not there. Now maybe an LE that comes standard with some of the Kenwood speakers and some of the improved audio speakers, you may hear stuff better. But on at least the pros or premiums that I'm playing, I mean, the speakers that are in the game aren't that great. Now I know, Travis, you've been a big fan of adding a sub. So you get a sub out adapter, and you're connecting a sub to all your games to really give you that rumble that you want to feel. He's nodding his head for all the podcast listeners.
Well, the problem is the sub I used to get on Amazon's gone from $99 to like $250 MSRP.
Wow.
But it was on sale for $199 recently, so I guess there's that.
Yeah. Well, I've never thought about getting a sub, because normally when I'm playing my games, I'm playing them at night, and I really don't want to wake up my children. So I haven't pursued it. But Nick, the way that he was talking about this, I was really curious about it, but I didn't want to do anything that would potentially interfere with how I stream games. So I reached out to Dan, the creator of Pinwoofer, had a really good conversation with him. Long story short, he sent me a kit. So full disclosure, he sent this to me. And I am really impressed. I'm very, very impressed by this kit. I have replaced the speakers in both Deadpool and Turtles with just the same speakers that the LE comes with, the Kenwood speakers. And the whole reason I did that was just for the visual side of it. I wanted it to look like the LEs look, and I wanted to add speaker light kits from speakerlightkit.com. Those things, I love the way those look. So that was my plan when I got a Godzilla, was to do the same thing. But Godzilla to me is like a keeper pin. So I don't mind spending extra or going a little overboard and like making it as cool as it can be, because I just don't see it ever leaving my collection. So that's why I was curious about investigating this with audio. And so the Pinwoofer kit that Dan sent me, it's so professional. The speakers are custom. They are like, he custom designed those speakers specifically for a pinball back box. The cabinet speaker is custom designed specifically for this. The entire wiring harness, the amp is custom. Every board that you plug in there is custom. The power supply that you're pulling off, it's like this intercept board. Everything's there. And the install was painless. I mean, it was just, I will tell you, there was one, when I went to plug in one of the speakers, the little spade connector came off. And I was like, oh no. And then I look in the box, and he had put extra spade connectors in there. And I just slid another one on, crimped it on. It's like, that's awesome. And I will say, once I fired the system up, the clarity is amazing. Like, I've never turned my games up loud at all, because I didn't want to, blow any of the speakers. I didn't want it to sound bad or do anything like this. I feel like I don't think I could blow these speakers. And it's made me want to play the games louder, just because it just increases the overall immersion. And this is Godzilla, so like hearing the destruction and even feeling the game rumble a little bit when the shaker motor's not going off, but like just the subs going off. Super impressed. So anybody listening to this podcast, you two fools included, you guys both have Rush. Like, why you wouldn't buy one of these for Rush? Like, if you want to rock out to a game, like, I don't know. It just, to me, I really am a big fan. I'm a big fan. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to email us at tripledrain@gmail.com. Otherwise, reach out to Dan, the actual creator. He will answer the phone and answer any questions you have. But I don't know. As I'm shilling this, guys, I mean, do you guys have any thoughts or questions, or have you considered upgrading the speakers in any of your games? Well, Tom's already, Billy, so they're just looking at each other.
I would I like my sound. Yes, I would, if I had the ability to switch it out, I would. But that means I gotta take it all apart, right?
Well, yeah, But it's like the install itself, yes, you remove the speakers that are in the back box, but then he has these adapter rings and you're putting in bigger speakers, or you can get new metal plates. If you don't want it to be the 4-inch speaker, you can put in a 5.25-inch speaker. The cabinet speaker, you just unbolt the old one, put in the new one. It's just comical. Like you pull out the old one and it weighs like a pound, and then you put in the new speaker and it's like 10 pounds. I mean, it's just, the drivers on these things are massive. It's just it's very clear. But there are plenty of people on Pinside that's all they do is they replace the speakers. But the big component here is the fact that the amp, it's a separated amp where you can dial in the cabinet speaker, which is your bass, compared to the back box speakers, which is more of your treble and your mids, and really fine tune that to your liking. I don't know. The wiring harness is really nice. It's right there. You open the coin door, you can adjust everything you want. And he actually has plans to do more. Like he has other boards that he's planning on adding that I'm looking forward to test out for him, because he has some thoughts when it comes to like headphones or streaming and what we can do with that. But there's a line out, so you could run an external sub if you really want to. There's a lot
I
you
mean,
can do with this system.
I would like to upgrade for the music pens the sound to it as much as possible, because before I was considering just bringing a sound person in and looking at my pen or any of the pens and just saying, hey, here's what I would do a little bit differently. Here's how you can get the acoustic sounding better. I mean, just because like something like TNA, right?
Oh,
it
yeah.
sounds excellent. So I'm just like, I want my Stern pen to sound like that with the Rush music or with whatever music, the Godzilla music. So yeah, that's definitely something I've considered before. And if there's an easier option compared to bringing somebody in and consulting, yeah. I mean, I
Well,
might
yeah.
trust you on this one, Joel.
You
I just
should
might
try
trust
it. You should try it. And if you hate it, then I'll be the fall guy. Why not? But it's I don't know. That's the biggest argument, because some people are like, oh, you can buy good speakers, Polk or this or that online and swap the speakers pretty easily. And there's even already like like Pinball Life has a whole line of like there's already brands that's all they make is speakers, just the speakers to swap out. But the big difference here is the amp and the separate amp. And adding that extra power and clean power and being able to dial everything in and adjust everything separately, I don't know, to me, I'm really truly blown away from it. So I know I sound like a shill, I totally get it, and I know I didn't pay for the kit, but it's $370, which is a lot. I mean, there's no denying that. But if you actually start to price out what it would cost for all the components individually, it's you're not like saving a ton of money if you tried to do it all yourself. And that's what I'm saying. This whole kit, the install start to finish was like half hour. There's an amazing video. I think it's hooked on Pinball or something. The guy's Craig. He does streaming on YouTube. He made an awesome video. Awesome video. Hurry up Pinball. Ignore that. Hurry up Pinball is who did it. Made an awesome video. So just you could go watch the install video and just see all the components that you're getting to really make this system. So give it a shot. If you have a music pin, there's no way you'd regret it, because that's the whole point of the music pin. But it's one of those mods where now that I have it in Godzilla, it's it's really making me wonder, like, crap, do I need to get one of these for Deadpool? Because I freaking love the sound in Deadpool too, and I have TNA right next to it, and like Scott totally designed the entire audio package in TNA with some killer backbox speakers, and he actually has the sub in the cabinet completely enclosed in a box, and it's pretty insane. But I don't know. That's the end of that. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to discuss this with any of the listeners, or if either of you guys get one, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
I will be more than happy to get one, and if you agree to come to my house and install it for me,
okay.
I'll even let you play the first game too.
I forgot how lazy you are. It's truly, it's really sad. But sure, if I ever
why are you asking me to do manual labor?
It's pinball, man. You could make it makes it even more fun.
Game. I want to play the game.
Yeah,
that's what I like to do.
Well, believe it or not, that's the end of our list. So any other thoughts or anything else that you guys want to bring up? We're pushing 2 hours, We have a guy that reached out to us. One of our Patreon guys is like a marathon runner. So he's like, give me the longest podcast you got. Like,
you got it.
Yeah, I can't have enough. And then other people, it's like 2 hours. Yeah, right.
I'm just sad we didn't do a triple combo. I really wanted to do one.
Yeah.
A little salty about that. We got to do one next time.
We do. I actually have some thoughts, and looking ahead at next year. There's a lot with this podcast we could probably do better. even. It's just more triple combos. We definitely need to bring video into this at some point. And it surprised me, believe, like on YouTube, our last podcast, Zach uploaded it as a video, and it has like 150 listens, and that's just, there's no video. It's just looking at our logo for the whole time. And well, why do we need Travis's camera just went out? So everybody's going to be looking at that logo the whole time anyways. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm glad people enjoy this. I really do. I love it. I love that people enjoy it. And I'm glad, that there are people that support us, either
listeners.
Exactly. They're either listening or reaching out to us on email or Facebook, and coming up to us at shows, and merch, Silverball swag. People are buying that. So definitely check out the merch store, and then the Patreon supporters that we have. I mean, I don't know. It's awesome that people enjoy listening to the three of us just rant, or I don't know what you'd call what we're doing. I have no idea what Travis is doing because the camera's still off. It's
podcasting, Joel.
He's
You call this
he's having a beer.
podcasting.
Yeah.
Podcasting. I'm getting ready for oh shit. What am I getting ready for? What's that what's that show man. That's coming up? Oh my god. Drawing a blank. The pinball show thing.
Bachelor?
Not the actual pinball show. No, the thing that's at TPF. Why can't I think of the name?
Twippies?
Yeah, that thing. Yeah. That's here, right? Is that a thing?
The Twippies are going on. Pre-voting has already happened. I don't know when it ends. It probably ends today.
There's already voting.
Actually.
Oh, tomorrow. So if people, I don't know if this will be out by tomorrow, but
totally
if people nominated us, awesome. I mean, that would be awesome to make the top 10, but I don't think we have any chance of winning, but I appreciate it. I even if we don't, I'm glad we've
What are we winning? I'm confused. What's going on?
PIAs though, I hope the PIAs happen. So we'll see about that. But
you know what? I want to be nominated for, what was it? Newcomer of the Year. Can we get that?
Oh yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Hey, that's your company has to nominate you.
My company?
Yeah. You're not, that's an internal nomination. So like the pinball
you can't
company,
nominate me? Why can't you nominate me?
That's like an actual industry award.
It's an industry award within the Twippies.
In the industry. So
and
you work for the pinball company.
Shit, I can.
Yeah,
I can.
You could actually be nominated for that.
Yeah.
But I will say, have you like produced anything for that company?
One or two things.
Oh, okay. It's like, do you even qualify? I know you've been earning money from them, but have you actually done anything for them?
I do one or two things. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It stays busy. I get to play James Bond and see where the rolls are at.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Maybe it's time for plugs then.
I do not want to be nominated. I changed my mind. I don't want it.
Okay.
Too late.
I just want to hang out here and be on a podcast with Tom.
Thanks. Yep. Thank you. Well, let's do plugs.
And Joel.
Oh, thanks. Yep. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm Tom Graf. I like cheese. Also,
that Mountain Dew's worn off.
Get this guy some whipped cream. Get the guy some whipped cream stat.
I need to go to bed. I occasionally do some pinball streaming on Fox Cities Pinball. A lot of tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
If you like pinball tournaments, that's the place to go.
There it is. Fox Cities Pinball. Well, I appreciate you, Tom.
Got some tournaments coming up, Joel.
What do you got?
We got the Frosty Flippers.
Ooh.
That's coming up. We got a Friday knockout before that. And then there's going to be a New Year's Eve tournament.
Fancy. Okay. Nice.
All at District 82.
Of course.
Pinball.
Of course. Yeah. Well, thank you, Tom. Thanks for being here like always.
I'm glad I could be here.
That whipped cream really is worn out. Like it's really wearing out. I get it. I know it's getting late. Travis, plug away, man.
Yeah, you guys can find me right here on the Triple Drain Pinball podcast. And I appreciate you guys listening, and big hello to my beautiful wife, Monica, who is not here since she's on a work trip for literally the next month. So it's just me and 4 crazy kids and you two, apparently. Exactly.
Yeah.
Those poor kids.
Yeah, I know. I feel like your overall cleanliness is just going to plummet.
I'm hopeful that they're all in bed. It's a school night. It's 10:40.
Hopeful.
I think they're in bed.
They're playing Call of Duty.
What's
2
Dad doing?
right
Is
now.
Dad in his closet talking to his friends? Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
You make it sound like that. Jesus, can you imagine if that's the way that they're actually thinking? If they view this as podcasting, like Dad's just in the closet
Dad's in
talking to
the
his
closet
friends.
talking to his friends. I don't know.
It's like it's for pinball.
Does Monica actually
Time
listen
to
to
come
this
out of
show?
the closet, Trev.
Yeah, no, she listens to it.
Oh, well, hi, Monica.
She gives me feedback and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet you listen to it for sure.
I am a great listener, Joel. You should know that about me.
All right, I want to end this before 2 hours. So,
Too late.
I'm Joel. I stream for the Pinball Network every Wednesday from 10 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to check that out. And then every other Thursday for Flipping Out. And this was a good time. So thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. And Tom, you have the last words.
Get sleep, people.